All right. Hey there, Nick Wilkins with MNX Solutions. Hey, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the challenges you're facing, maybe working remotely. So we'll go through this pretty quickly here, and this session will be recorded so you can pull it up later, put it on our website, and put a link to it here as well. So first, just quickly about MNX Solutions. So managed IT service provider. We do cybersecurity IT support at mnxsolutions.com. We also do cloud hosting at mnx.io and business voice solution. So and we'll get into a little bit of that in a minute here, but importantly, I want to talk to you about working remotely and what that means and some of the security implications of working remotely. So let's dive right into it here. There's a lot of things to think about here when you start working remotely. First step, if you have a managed service provider or an IT team, reach out to them and ask them to help you understand some of your business needs. Secondly, identify a point of contact that you're going to work with for all of your IT needs, or somebody who's going to be the liaison to work with your IT team. And start thinking about some of the policies of working remotely. What are your expectations? Um, when you go home, your network is not the same as it is, typically at your business. So you might run into some issues there as your kids and family are streaming Netflix and you're trying to do work and be on the phone and join a video conference or something like that. So understand some of that capacity that you have there. Additionally, what are your employees' needs? Do they have a computer at home already? Is it running Windows 7? Is it protected? So take some inventory and determine the needs for your employees. Webcams are important if they have them. Headphones. This is a great set of headphones here. Bluetooth headphones that I use all the time. Those are the Jabra 75s. Great headphones, by the way. Determine what you're going to do with large workstations. If you're always in the office, then you need to, look at your inventory of computers. Do you need to purchase some computers right now? That's a big one. It's inventory is getting a little tight on purchasing computers right now. So start looking at that now and get orders in if you need them. So power supplies, one thing we ran into with phones where people are taking their phones home, but they don't have power supplies for them. So, and then the order right now is about a week out. So start thinking ahead about some things that you're going to need at home. VPN, if your employees need to remote in, do you have full capacity for your VPN solution? We've seen that a lot of people had undersized their VPN solution or right-sized it for the previous workloads, but they didn't expect 100% of their employees to be working remotely. So something to think about there too. Start looking at some of the collaboration tools. Even start sending people home now and beginning the remote from work or remote work process. So Microsoft Teams, great solution if you already have Office 365. Also, Microsoft is allowing free, I think it's the free E1 license during this crisis. So take a look at that and see if you can implement that quickly. You can still use Teams. Google Drive, great way to share files as well. Dropbox is out there. If you have VPN capabilities, get into your systems remotely. Cisco WebEx, Slack, Zoom. Like this meeting is being done on Zoom. A great solution for keeping people connected. The remote video. So WebEx, Teams, Skype, Slack. We use Slack internally. It's our communication. It's like our asynchronous communication. We use a little more real time right now, but allows you to chat and share information between each other without getting on the phone all the time. Just a lot of things to consider, really. You might want to start thinking about like a regular meeting routine. So we have our morning meetings called our morning stand-up. Although we're mostly behind the desk right now, sitting down. Just a quick way to get things rolling in the morning, and maybe even start with a morning and then something to end the day as well, or some way to keep people that are used to working remotely are not going to be as effective unless you start establishing some type of process around it. So Of course, email, make sure people get into their email systems. Um, Again, I mentioned the internet bandwidth limitations, and this is starting to become a real issue here. We're also seeing where everyone's starting to work remotely is going to create some other issues with internet resources. So be prepared also for the internet is not going to work at all one day. And what does that mean? That means, well, you look to your hotspot on your phone and make sure you have a way to leverage that to continue working if need be, or some other alternative. Um, and then your business voice or your phone system, right? How do you start working from home and get the calls there? There's some simple things you can do, whether it's call forwarding, right? *72 is typical to call forward, whether you're on a Comcast or another, you know, AT&T provider like that. You can forward those calls directly to a cell phone using *72. Take a look, call your provider or look it up online. You'll find a quick way to do that. You could also do some neat things right now, whether it's with us or another company, where we could set you up with a quick cloud-based phone solution, and you just forward your existing business phone lines to it, and then you can uh, disperse your workforce using voice over IP. Could be a short period too. So some providers, again, look at us, MNX Voice, look at Ring Central, OnSIP is another provider, Nextiva. Those would be some of the bigger name providers there, and go month to month. So you could, move back to your existing system if you needed to. Just another option there. Again, like your people aren't used to working remotely like this, so they're going to need some training and they're going to need some leadership to help them understand how they need to be communicating and collaborating when they're not in the office. So also licensing of your existing tools. So if you're using Office 365 and you're using like the business premium, which includes the Word and Excel, that includes 5 copies of Word and Excel for that particular user. So they could install it on their home PC, and it could still be licensed through them. And again, set up some of the tools, right? The Slack, the Microsoft Teams, your Zoom, and use that as communication to basically just stay in touch. Even schedule something around lunchtime, maybe your water cool hour, so you can keep up with people and keep a cadence there. Also start thinking about some of the policies for using the mobile devices, smartphones and tablets. You're just in a different place right now than you used to be. So you have to start thinking about things a little bit different. Two-factor authentication everywhere. So if you're not using two-factor, and two-factor is like, that code that you type in to access Teams or Office 365. We use a lot of Duo. So here, I don't know, I probably can't see that very well, but you get a code that pops up, you type in the code, and then you can authenticate. So two-factor authentication using Duo, using Authy or the Google Authenticator, or whatever else you might be using. Another thing to consider is maybe the employee doesn't have somewhere they can, or the employee has somewhere they can't really work from. They don't have a proper office setup. And that's not very uncommon. So start thinking about a location that they could be working from in a scenario like this. And then, remote work, essentially, security is even more important now because people are not as protected as they used to be, and you're seeing many attacks happening right now. Because of that too, because everyone's not quite as on guard as they were before. So you have to treat your home network as if it is your business, and that means putting the proper router in place, protecting the PCs. We use a tool called SentinelOne for all our antivirus, and they're actually providing that for free right now. So look out there at sentinelone.com and try to download the free version that they're deploying. Very, very good solution. Another thing that I was thinking about is, the out-of-band authorizations for wire and payment. So people are going to be taken advantage of right now, and money's going to be stolen from them pretty easily because they haven't really thought about how to authorize payments now that everyone's remote. So just a couple of quick things to be thinking about, and hopefully that gives you some things some thought and maybe helps your business. And don't hesitate to reach out to us as well. I'd love to answer questions anytime. I like to talk about this stuff, and if we can be helpful right now, that's what we're here for. So, um, again, Nick Wilkins with M&X Solutions. Don't hesitate to reach out. And if you have any questions at all that I can either point you in the right direction or answer them for you. And visit our website. I'm going to post this on our website, and there'll be some additional information coming as well. So thanks again, Nick Wilkins with M&X Solution.